I have 3 questions.
3?
Yes.
Yeah.
So the first is very interesting. I see one article in one magazine for one of your competitors. He have a kidneys problem, and he is IFBB Pro, and he give some diet. Tell me what is the ideal method in this diet. This is the first question. Second is tell me your have a lot of research for new supplements. Tell me your five who really working good supplements.
Very good question.
And the second is the peptides. This is the new age of peptides. They really help for competitors, new generation of competitors, or it's not very wonderful.
I got you covered. Just start with the first.
Okay, your first question.
Kidney problem.
No, I'm thinking about like what's. Oh yeah, you know what? It's actually Marius done. The reason why I know so much about kidney problem because when I got shot, about 13, 14 years ago, I lost a kidney, and my other kidney got damaged, and they said I'm going to be on dialysis, and when I, woke up from my coma, I said no way, I refuse to be on, I know how I can fix it, Everybody out there, you need to understand, all the tests out there is done for the masses, for the average guy, not for bodybuilding. So when they see something off, automatically, oh, you have kidney problem, It's not necessarily that way. I tell you, when they have kidney problem, if somebody was a big guy and he lose all his muscles and he stopped working out, that's when he could have a kidney problem because all that mass that he carry is going to get filtered to his kidney and he can damage his kidney. So what I do when somebody have a little kidney problem, like for example, the pro you mentioned, is first of all, I limit their protein intake. So for an example, my off season when I was competing, I don't remember taking more than 80 to 100 grams of protein a day, And what's so funny? This has actually taught me a lot because I'm looking at all bodybuilders out there. That's all that they do is protein. And it's not good because they're building their belly, they're actually hurting themselves, their kidney and stuff. And that's why everybody that works with me, I tell you. For example, Kai, when I give him his first diet, he looked at me, he goes, what? I said, that's your diet. He said, that's all? I'm going to eat 6 ounces? 6 ounces, 150 grams, a chicken at a meal? I said, yeah, Kai, that's all I want you to eat. And what's so funny? He got bigger. And we went to New York Pro, and he just destroyed everybody. So what this stopped me from my kidney being injured is you don't need a lot of protein like people. Yeah, protein is very important, to build muscles. It's very important. And you need to understand that it's not about protein only. It's about everything else, what we said earlier. The micronutrients, all the stuff that works on you. Some people, they can get away with 500-600 grams of protein, without having any problem. Some people, if you give them more than 150 to 200 grams of protein, they have a problem. So you need to know your, individual. Each individual is different, like I said. Now the second question.
The microbiology and nutrition, top 5 your new supplements.
That was the third. No. Yeah. Honestly, I think everybody that is involved in that game, you should use multivitamins. A lot of people, they miss that. This is very, very, very important because you can take everything you want and all the gear, enhancement, and eat, and if you have missing one vitamin, you're not going to be able to go to that next level. So multivitamin is my number 1. My number 2 is creatine. People, they think this is not, it's not very important because, I'm taking, this and that. No, creatine is very, very important. It's one of my top 2. And the third one is protein. Protein powder, the reason why I say protein powder because you can't, sit down and eat meal after meal after meal the same. And the reason why protein powder is important because certain times you need the protein powder. For an example, the way I always practice, to use hydrolyze or isolate after working out because of the fast absorbing. When you get done working out, you need something to go in your system quick and stop the catabolism. So that's why protein is very important. And then, you know, we cover those three. And then, I mean, then you can, you know, mix and match with a lot of other stuff. But, you know, very, very important stuff, especially if you're doing, you know, show. I like the essential fatty acid. You know, the EFAs are very important. So if you're a bodybuilder and you want to live, you know, life without ache and pain, you gotta introduce those to you. And on top of that, even that we talked about the multivitamin and mineral, vitamin C by itself, it's a huge for bodybuilders. And I always believe in vitamin C. That, you know, maybe the average, you know, client of mine uses about 2,000 milligrams a day. But that's about it, really. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that you can buy. You need to remember, you guys, you know, I love supplement company. Most of the owners are my friend, and a lot of them have an amazing product out there, and they gotta use it, and it really take you to an extra, you know, to a next level. So I'm not gonna diss supplement company, but at the same time, you know what I mean? Is it really like a big part? No, it's a part. It's just like that necklace, you know, I have. If one chain is missing, you're not gonna have a necklace. So you can use all the supplement you want, but if you don't sleep right, if you don't work out right, you know, you're not gonna amount to that necklace. So it's always gonna be, you know, one after another, okay? Talking about peptide, you know what? Peptide are a huge hit, but if you have a real peptide, it's good. You know, it's good. The reason why, I'm gonna tell you why it's good. Because it has been done a lot of research and a lot of studying on them, that because the peptide, they're not like synthetic, you know, testosterone or something. They go in there without hurting you. They signal to release more stuff, like the more GAs, the more, you know. So a lot of them are very good, but the problem is, everything I see on the market, honestly, it's all bogus. It's all Chinese. I don't see anything is working. That's why I don't use it on any of my clients. I mean, it's funny because all my clients, well, I have this and I have that. I'm like, yeah, maybe we'll use it later. But I really don't use it, you know. See, his level, because he did the same thing. But this is, you know, this is my, you know, output on that.
Okay. I like very much your common sense objective and the thing about Kai having the piece of cake. And therefore, could you please explain to me, because I don't understand this. Bodybuilders most of the time eat chicken and rice. Rice being a fast-acting carbohydrate. Why can't you know, just subsidize this with, for example, cake and an appropriate amount of carbohydrates? Why? Yeah. What is the difference between sugar and rice if they're both fast-acting carbohydrates?
Well, the reason, I'm going to tell you, this is very easy. You see what I'm saying? For an example, if I take this cup of water, right, and I put 4 tablespoons of sugar in it, which is a bean, right, and I drink it, and I eat a piece of chicken with it. You follow me so far?
Yes.
How fast I'm going to be hungry?
Quite.
Very fast. Yeah. It's not going to do you any good dieting, right? Because I don't want you to beat your wife. I can tell you to beat your wife. The reason why I put the rice, first of all, this filler, it's little, you know, maybe people think it's high glycemic. Yes, it is high glycemic, but as soon as you put high glycemic rice and you throw a piece of chicken on it, from being 100% in the GI, you automatically drop it to 60 or lower, because now with the chicken, even if it's chicken breast, you still have a little gram or 2 in each ounce, you see what I'm saying? So you made it like a gum in your stomach, so it's still going to take an hour or 2 to digest.
I understand this, but this is only
versus taking the sugar, it's in and out of your system.
I understand it, but this is from the objective of being hungry. But isn't the sugar also putting down the chicken? Doesn't put the sugar?
Not necessarily, because remember, we're talking about sugar. It's gonna melt right through you, you know. And you asked me about cake. There's no cake without fat. I don't think there's angel cake. You know what I mean? And I actually, believe it or not, I dieted so many times on angel cake, and people look at me, "Were you crazy?" I'm like, why, you don't like my condition? They said, yeah, but how did you do this? I said, that's what I like, because I couldn't eat. I'm not a big eater. But somebody like Kai, he eat, you know, every meal 3 cups of rice. I can't give him, you know, a cup of sugar and tell him, here, drink it. You know what I'm saying? You know, he'll end up killing me, man. You don't want that.
Thank you.
Okay? Want to take that?
Yeah, I tried.
You ever